Delve into the stories of the leaders, innovators, and visionaries who drive our city forward. Join us as we uncover how these remarkable individuals got their start, what they're passionate about today, and the challenges they navigate as they shape the Yukon of tomorrow. Our conversations aim to highlight and elevate the best of Yukon, offering insights and inspiration from the heart of our community. Today we're joined by Stacy Parks, owner and great hair designer here at Savvy Hair Design in the heart of Yukon Main Street. Thanks for joining us, Stacy.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
Well, hey, one of the key questions that I like to kick things off with is, tell me your origin story. How'd you get your start?
Well, I started doing hair in the very late 90s. I was out on my own in 2000. So I'm working on my 26th year.
My goodness.
And it's hard to believe because I'm so young. I don't know how I've done it for that long.
Multiple lives, of course, right?
Yes, of course. I was a bank teller out of high school, and all these hairdressers were coming in talking about how great it was, and they had all these, different checks, and I thought, well, that's weird, from different people, and so I thought, I think I'm going to try this. So I went to Duncan Brothers and learned how to do it all, and I was out. I think I went to 4 different salons, and then I decided I wanted to open my own by the time I was 40, and I turned 40 the November after I opened, May of 2016. So then I turned 40 that November. So I reached my goal.
Yeah. I've been so impressed with your entrepreneurial journey. I met you first when we were both volunteering at Life Church shortly after I moved here, and I was impressed when you opened the store here on Main Street in Yukon. Tell me about, how did you land in Main Street, Yukon? Was that always like part of your client base, neck of the woods, or what drew you here?
Well, my first husband and I lived in Bethany, and we drove out here one day just to look around for a house, and we ended up being one of the first houses built.
Oh, wow.
On 66.
Yeah.
Over there just east of the Turnpike, which is now like a huge area.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a little small neighborhood. And then
probably before the Turnpike was the
Turnpike
Turnpike came there, after you
we
moved
were there before the Turnpike.
That's amazing.
And then I think I went to hair school after that.
Okay.
And then decided to just stay in Yukon. And I've just kind of moved around town since then.
Yeah.
Raised my daughter here, and she graduated from Yukon High School. She's at OSU now in Stillwater. I've been here. I left for 1 year.
Did not really like that. So
Sorry,
That's okay.
having a little connection issue. I think we're back. Sorry about that. So when you think about Yukon and coming to Yukon to run a business here, what has the business community been like? I know you serve on the chamber board. Tell me about the business community in Yukon.
I didn't really know a lot about it until I came over to the 10 West Main spot. Being a business owner, you hear a lot of things, and you learn a lot more. And then being on the chamber board, just a member of the chamber first, and being active in all the community coffees really helped my business so much. And then they voted for me to be a board member, and so I've been a board member. This is my 4th year, second term, and it's just been great.
It's amazing. You mentioned community coffee.
Yeah.
I enjoy those so much. Tell our listeners a little bit more about those. I think it's very unique for the city the size of Yukon.
Yeah, so you don't have to be a chamber member to go to the coffees, but they are every Friday morning at a different business in Yukon.
So it highlights those businesses?
Yep. And then it starts at 8. We have announcements from 8:30 to 9, and then we go back to work. There used to be maybe 75 people.
Wow.
And there's at least 150 now every Friday morning.
Yeah, the introductions get a little bit long when
Yes.
everybody, but it drives awareness where people understand, like, okay, I know where Stacy's business is. I know if I need to get it's very, very clear to me where to go, and I've met Stacy. I feel comfortable with her. Feel comfortable with her business. I think that's a big, like that's why part of why we do these discussions in like we're sitting here on Main Street in 10 West Main at the brand new location of Savvy Hair Design. You were a few doors down, but you've opened this spot, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The paint and the fit and the finish is tremendous, and people need to feel comfortable the places that they go. And I know for me, the places I go over and over because it's like a second living room or it's a second home. Like you feel comfortable. So tell us about this space. It's beautiful, but tell us, how did it come about?
So I started when I opened in 2016, just right next door where Earl's is. This used to be a tea room. The landlord came to me and said, so the tea room went out of business. He said, I want to move you to the tea room so that I can expand this unit and bring in Earl's. And I said, okay, that's great. So we did that. I got to revamp it a little bit. I had it from the front all the way to the back, full of stations, full of stylists. And you make one of them mad, and the rest is history.
They hang their shingle elsewhere?
Yep. And
Okay.
that's great. It worked for everybody. I'm very empathetic. I was a single mom when I started my business, and I have a huge heart for single moms.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of dealt with things that I shouldn't have dealt with, and it escalated and escalated, and got rid of that whole situation, and then started again with some younger people.
Yeah.
And I feel like COVID kind of changed things a little bit, and that wasn't going to work out.
On the customer side or the business side or both?
The stylist side.
Stylist side, yeah.
Schooling is a little bit different. They feel like they can come out of school and get business handed to them, and I've worked my butt off for 26 years. I'm not giving it to anybody.
Yeah.
So I decided, well, actually, Mike, the owner of Vaca, and my husband and myself decided I was going to move out and just quit, not have a salon anymore, and just do hair somewhere else.
Yeah.
And Mike and I are very good friends, and he said, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't know what you want me to do about it.
Yep.
And my husband is he's actually a horticulturist, landscape design architect,
Outstanding.
but he can do everything. So he
Yeah.
came in and built a wall.
Yep.
And put in a door and built me my own space here, and then I had another space over there. And I like it so much better. It's quaint, it's quiet,
Yep.
it's private, very intimate with clients, and
Like-minded.
so that's been great too.
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
You know, Mike is the chairman of the chamber board this year, and your shop is now. There's going to be an interesting connection. Tell us about this space, and
Yes.
maybe some people have seen it as they've come into Vaca or
Yeah.
come into Savvy, but tell us about this space and the entryway that's so welcoming.
It's going to be so great. We're so excited about it. For several months, it looked like Savvy closed. A lot of people were going to the coffee shop. Oh, Stacy closed down. No, she's still there. I'm not quitting that easy.
No.
But we have gotten rid of a wall that joins Vaca with Savvy, and Vaca's going to take up the front half and have some extra seating because they have outgrown their space.
It's such a great.
And-
it's my favorite space to study
Yes.
or to come and have a
Yes.
quiet meeting with someone.
So this is going to be, extra space for that. Hopefully a little more, like, this is a no speaking space and this is the speaking space. No, I don't really know how that's going to work. but
It has very, it kind of, because of the glass, it kind of flows indoor, outdoor
Yeah.
very much. And it reminds me of many European style cafes where, you can relax, take your time, slow down, enjoy a quiet conversation with a friend, enjoy some time with a book. I think it's a real, in our society, there's so many times that we don't slow down. And, it's great to have a cup of coffee, that sort of, and enjoy it. And it's some ways it's a lost art, but I think spaces are important. spaces that we create. And the same thing I think can be true. I'm not necessarily a customer of Savvy, but I can appreciate the fact that someone can slow down, receive wonderful treatment for their hair, beauty treatment, and take a pause. Pauses are important in our life.
Yeah.
It's not just about the hair treatment they're getting.
Right. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of similarity in the business models,
Yeah.
and why maybe why you and Mike are such good friends.
Yeah. I've made a lot of really good friends. I've made a lot of really bad mistakes that I've learned
As
from.
we all have.
I am a much different person now than I was when I started the business. I'm a better person for it.
Yep.
And I encourage anybody and everybody that ever wants to do something to do it, because
It's not easy being a business owner.
no, my gosh, it's not easy at all.
So, whether it's in your own business or in the community today, what are some of the challenges that you see, maybe in your work with the chamber? What are some of the challenges that we as a community and you yourself are facing?
A huge challenge was finding people to work. People who want to follow rules, or not necessarily have a boss, but it is still one person's business. Regardless if they pay you or you pay them, you still need to kind of obey what they're wanting to do for their business motto.
Yep.
If you want your own business motto, then I highly recommend you go out and get your own business.
Yeah. It's really hard to
yeah.
find great people, in our area. I do think that there's a shortage of, of labor or talent. What have you found to be some successful ways to recruit those people and give them a vision for what you need done in your team?
I have been very successful with going out to the Votech here in Yukon.
Excellent. Yeah.
I've expanded out and gone to several of the other hair academies, and that was great.
Yeah.
And that really helped fill some chairs, but it just is not, owning a huge salon just is not for me. I am much more happy with the two of us, and my clients are happier. We don't get a lot of ruckus with little children.
Yep.
And I love kids. I'm ready for grandbabies. But people come in to get their hair done. They want to relax and they want to get away from their children.
Absolutely.
Or grandchildren. And so it's been very, very good for us to have. And as far as Nicole goes, when I went to work in the city, I worked with a girl, and she actually sent me a message that somebody was looking for a place. And then 10 minutes later, Nicole called me, and the rest is history.
That's great. It's a good partnership.
Yes.
Great to have people that are aligned with you as you build your business. What are some of the things in our community? You and I sit on the chamber board together. We just exited a chamber board meeting earlier this morning. There's some really exciting developments. What are you most excited about when it comes to the community and what we have going on, maybe right here in the heart of Yukon Main Street?
I'm super excited to see what happens with the co-op area, even just Main Street, and a little bit west of like Garth Brooks. I'm super excited just to see that expand. I live out closer to Northwest Expressway now.
Yep.
So it's a little bit of a jog for me to come back into Yukon. I will always support my Yukon town, but I think it's super exciting to see if we're going to have, more growth on Main Street. That's kind of the goal for being on Main Street.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because I believe that we're already seeing some of that on the east side of Main Street. Whether it's some smaller shops as part of a strip center, or it's part of the larger stores like AutoZone's second location, the Dollar Tree, some storage units, a large dentist office with some other small spots. So we're seeing that on the east side. I think the the central part of Main Street here, while it's been a bit stagnant, I believe the next 5 to 10 years are going to really accelerate.
Yeah.
It's funny how growth happens. Sometimes it's like, when is this going to happen? When is it going to happen? And then all of a sudden, a bunch of dominoes fall all at once, and things happen quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that as well. And I think this Mill District area, the co-op, the iconic mill that is just the heart and soul of Yukon, to show off our heritage, preserving that and giving people a real great place to hang out, whether it's retail, whether it's office, whether it's multifamily, whatever that is, in the heart and soul of Yukon it's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, I'm real excited about it. I can't wait to see what happens.
So if you can sort of do that, fast forward in your mind and think about, where do we go in the next 5 to 10 years? How would you characterize the Yukon that's building and shaping up?
Oh, how would I characterize it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to have this right out the door here.
Yeah.
We're going to have this European style cafe,
Yeah,
and we're going
yeah.
to be sitting there drinking a cup of coffee.
It's going to be a little more upscale for sure. Main Street has been kind of branded as the old part of Yukon, and I think bringing up new businesses and updating certain specific buildings and whatnot, I really think that's going to bring in just a higher class look, a higher kind. I don't want to compare us to Edmond, but we're growing, and that's kind of, I
Yeah.
believe, where Edmond
I think we're
started.
really enhancing, and I think growth doesn't always mean more people. It means better things and more investment, exciting developments. So it's very, I think that's just very exciting to see that occur. I think that vision is spot on, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see that happen together, serving with you on the chamber board. So tell people how they can get a hold of Savvy Hair Design, and where they can find you, socials, and physically here on Main Street.
So we are located in the 10 West Main parking lot, shopping center. Oh my gosh. We are between Earl's Rib Palace and Vodka Coffee House. We are sandwiched back through the double doors. You still use our front door to come in, but just walk through the seating through the European.
Come on
coffee
in.
house
It's going to be amazing.
and come straight back. Our number is 265-2665, which is super easy to remember. We're on Facebook, Savvy Hair Design, and then Instagram is Savvy Hair Yukon.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us
for
today,
having me,
Stacy.
Brian.
It's
I
been such a
appreciate it so
joy,
much.
and I hope that so many people come and check out Savvy Hair Design. Great business right here in the heart and soul of Yukon on Main Street. Thanks.
Thank you.